Sherlock Holmes. Okay, let's be honest. Did anyone think Sherlock Holmes was gonna be good? Like, when this movie when I first saw the trailer for this movie, I thought it was gonna suck, but I ended up liking it. I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought like James Bond Sherlock Holmes wouldn't work, but in the end, it really is just about like they still got the basic Holmes. I mean, he's still a really smart detective trying to solve crimes and yada yada yada. But they did more to it. Like they added to his character. Like they added this sort of fierceness to his character that he isn't just smart, but he can actually like defend for himself. Like I don't know if that was mentioned in the books, like that aspect of his life, but um, anyways, Sherlock Holmes. It's the story they basically did was it's sort of like a prequel to before like he meets his arch nemesis, Moriarty, and like the villain of this movie, they present him as some sort of like supernatural being who can like he can spontaneously make you burst into flames because he's supernatural. And Sherlock Holmes, he's not convinced that he is supernatural. So the mystery here is to solve why or what gives him his supernatural elements. And the movie actually does a really good job by making the guy seem like he really is supernatural. Like spoilers, he really isn't. Like they do a bunch of things where it shows how he did his tricks. Like there's a scene where a guy when he spontaneously bursts into flames is because it looked like it was raining, but it showed that it was just like gasoline being poured, and he didn't notice. Like that one is a little hard to explain because gasoline has its own distinct smell, but it's a movie. You know, I can accept bullshit. So, um, Sherlock Holmes, played by what's his name again? Robert Downey Jr. There you go. So Robert Downey Jr. He does a good job. I mean, like I'm not gonna criticize him, but I'm gonna criticize just like his presence. I mean, in every single movie he's in, he sort of does this like he talks really fancy like, but he makes it seem like he's talking way too fast. Something like that. I don't know if that's just me or something, but he's always doing this thing where he's kind of like, oh, but then the person he did this thing and that kind of makes no sense to me, and he sort of just rambles and it makes it seem smart, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense. I don't know if it just seems really, it just seems like he's talking really fast under his breath. But he's a good actor, like I won't lie. And then there's what's his face? I forgot the guy who played Watson, but I think it was like the guy from a series of fortunate events, the guy who played Lemony Snicket. I forgot. But he's in the movie. Oh, Jude Law. I think it was Jude Law, or am I wrong? Oh, whatever. The guy who played Watson, they did a. I actually liked what they did with Watson. Like instead of just like in every single, like when you think of Watson, like the old way of thinking of him was like this chubby guy who was always like, by Jove, how did you figure that out, Sherlock? And Sherlock would always do that. But elementary, my dear Watson, and he explained to Watson, and Watson would be like, "Oh, I didn't see that coming." So what they did here was like Sherlock was on his own. He was still a good detective. Like that's what they did there, and he could still fend for himself. And he can also get the girls. Like, like it was always like in the other like I wouldn't say other adaptations because I wouldn't know, but like most people think of Sherlock Holmes as always Sherlock Holmes. He's the cool guy, and Watson is just whatever. Here they kind of made him on the same level. Like he's still a sidekick, but it seems like would be the kind of guy to get his own sequel. But that's what I'm trying to get at. So I like what they did with Watson here, and the relationship with Sherlock and Watson. I mean, it really works. It's kind of like a buddy cop movie, and at times it is a little gay, like people talked about it. But you know, who was gonna know? I didn't notice that at all in the movie. I don't know. Maybe people read too much into the movie. Like when I say people are reading too much in a movie, that's saying something because I'm the guy who would interpret anything. And then I think her name was Rachel Adam. I think it was Rachel Adam or Amy Adams. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not remembering the actors and actresses right now. The actress who played like the love interest, she was really pointless in this movie. Like she didn't contribute to anything. And that's pretty much it. Like the mystery is really interesting. Like it's not predictable at all. Like in the movie, throughout the whole movie, you think this guy is supernatural, but you know, you really just don't know throughout the whole middle part of the movie. You really think he is supernatural, and that's what I like. Like, it throws you off. So, as a mystery, it works, and as an action movie, it has enough action to keep you interested. And yeah, it's just a really good movie. Like, I don't know if it's a good adaptation, because I wouldn't know any. I don't know any other. I haven't read any Sherlock Holmes fiction, but I don't know if it's a good adaptation, but it's a good movie, if that makes sense. That's about it.